Hello, Paprika here, back with another replay review. This time we have Plat 3 Absolute Killer. We're hoping to help continue to make an absolute killer with this review. And against Diamond 1 Lonely Z, we have Absolute as Abbasid, his opponent as English, surprise. And we're on Gorge. So before we jump in, Abbasid is more of a defensive civ, like China. I guess you can lump them in kind of together in this. It's really important that you scout early your opponent's opening, especially English, because English is one of the most stark differences in their opening landmark choice. If they go longbow rush, you almost don't want to go 2TC. Instead, it's almost better for you to just start dropping archer ranges and just outmass them with archers. If you do military wing, you have boot camp, which will make your archers tankier. As well as your eco is better because berries provide you so much food, as well as you can get cheaper vills. Your eco is better than English's early on, so you just take better fights, you'll win. If they do the night opening into 2TC, you also want to go 2TC. You can use your military wing units to defend your second TC drop. And hell, you could even go 3TC if you want. It's very common for Abbasid to do an extra TC because your vills are cheaper, so you can afford it compared to your opponent. So that's just kind of the thought early on. English, you want to play two different ways depending on the two different styles you're running into. Go ahead and go. So what I would have done is you just pick a side to clear. So you kind of cleared on this side, then came over here. There's nothing you really need to check early on for English. The only thing you might check is that if they dropped a barracks to do meta arm rush, but if he was doing that, he wouldn't be on gold yet because he would need to get more wood. So I would, since you come over this side, I would just clear this side and come back and drop off. Why is the House of Wisdom over here? Usually the House of Wisdom is dropped on the way to the gold because the villager who's making the House of Wisdom then goes to gold. So by sending him over here, you then increase his walk time. It is small, don't get me wrong, it is small. But those sort of things add up over the game. Military wing. And so this is the timing part of it, where since you scouted like this, you're now back here, which you really want to be now at this point heading towards your opponent to see what he's opening up with. But once again, your strategy will really change depending on what he's opening up with. So if you scouted like this, you'd be dropping off the sheep, and you could be over here gathering, and then you're starting your age up, and you just dive to his base to see what he's aging up with, which is... He hasn't started the age up yet. Abbey King. So right there, that would immediately tell you should do 2TC. You had 2TC, but you're lucky he's not doing... an all-in. And the reason you're lucky is because there's so many angles to attack on Gorge. It's like Cliffside in a way. Cliffside, it's very hard to set up a defense. If you're lucky, you have a wood line like this, actually, what you have, which gives you a lot of ways to defend. But other times your spawn will be not very good. It'll be very hard to defend. And so if he was doing longbow rush, you drop your second TC, and then almost immediately there's longbows there poking villagers. And you can't be on berries, and you can't be on wood, potentially, and it gets really ugly really fast. Yeah, we had kings, but he's not going... Do you notice? So I hope you saw this. It is an all-in, actually. So he actually has decided not to do 2TC. He's now dropping an archery range because he really want to fight you. Now, it could be that he was super late on his second TC, saw your units when, oh, fuck, I can't do this. But to me, this feels like he wanted to fight immediately. I really like that you're aggressive with your military wing units because that forces his knight to stay back, which gives you a free TC drop on the gold, which is really nice. Now the key here is what you want to do. Do you want to all in, or do you want to fight, or do you want to go castle? You do have a little bit of advantage here, so all-inning is not the worst thing to do in the world, honestly. The problem with this map is not a lot of food, so if he sets up farms and you're using berries and stuff, you're gonna run out pretty quick. But the map's also small, so as your eco starts to grow, he's on 1 TC, you're on 2, you could just start massing archers and spears, and you're basically good to go. And you would just mass as many archers as possible with enough spears to defend his knight, and then you just out archer him, which you should be able to do because you'll have more villagers. If you go castle though, castle gives you ghulams and knights, which he can't counter right now. So both options are good. I just want you to commit to one. So it looks like you're committing to castle. The problem is that one tower doesn't cover everything. If he walks up here, he can shoot at your villagers, and the tower doesn't block it. That's the weakness of doing this. So you're basically naked castling. You have no military. This is pretty dangerous. You really need to wall this up here so he can't push you up top. But he can just keep poking you. If your plan from the start was to do this, i.e. rush castle, you should have grabbed enough stone extra to just get the arrow slits upgrade, because that means the world when it comes to defending this sort of what she's doing. She have eco wing. Okay. So he rushed castle 2. You want to be dropping probably like 3 more barracks, and you just want to do mass gulams at the start, and then match with crossbows. Nice. Okay. Me and you, my mouth, your actions. You also really want to get immediately, because you have so much wood. You want to get a blacksmith because you want arrow defense and arrow attack, and damage increase for your gulams. So your gulams fight twice. Doing extra damage upgrade is really, really important for them. Yeah. You don't have any archers, so you don't need an archer upgrade, but mass archers is really good as well. It's one of the reasons sometimes people do mass archers, is because the upgrade on your archers, 33% attack speed increase is insane. I'm curious, did he do the second? He did. So your TC for TC, you don't know that, but you can guess he probably did second TC because that's his best way to catch up to you. Oh, he's also going spearman. Interesting. Yeah, I would say you need to chill. So look at your resources right now. A big thing that I coach people on all the time is your use of production. You'd be surprised how many games are won or lost just based on how good are people at are just spamming their production. Now, spamming production requires good eco setup, so you need more on gold, for example, because you're making a lot of food in gold units, and you need to start adding farms soon, so you want to have a play on wood to do that. But you have the production. The key is that you're not consistently making it. Look, you have 1,000 food and 400 gold and 400 wood, and you're not using any of it. Let's see if you queue up. Now you queue up, but you see how slow that was? So to me, a really important thing is making sure all your production is queued. I know some people use F1. I feel like that's clunky personally. I do 3 and 4, and then if I need more hotkeys, I'll just do 4. And I'm constantly tabbing through my production, and it's just producing. It's amazing how much of this game is just based on who can just keep making units and not forget to keep making units. This is also why adding archers is great. Sure, crossbow are going to be really good, but archers and that archer upgrade, man, pretty good. Why are we pushing out? He had more units than you. Yeah, don't push up. What you should do is you can use one, if you feel like you need to be doing something, you could first of all just send your scout out to check. 2, you could just send like 2 or 3 gulams around the sides. Like I said, 2 gulams over here, 2 gulams over here. And then next time he takes a fight, just move your gulams into his base, and they'll start slicing and dicing. That's the best. That's the way you can raid with infantry. Or I see you're making horsemen. You can just make a couple knights regularly and send those knights into his eco. But don't move out the whole squad. Especially because you saw he already outmassed you, right? So it's better just to use a scout to see and then make that decision. And now we're taking this fight. Going pretty well for you because you just got reinforcements. Keep making units. Keep making units. And this is, are you saying your eco in the back? We're still using our resources. It's good. Did you add more production? Where'd you use all that wood on? This would be your time to just start adding even more production and keep getting your upgrades. So you drop in like 2 more barracks, 2 more archery ranges, like as much as possible. You only want to produce one. Like, you want to have enough production buildings that when you fully queue, only 1 is coming out of each production building, because that shows you're going really, really fast. Now you're producing a lot better here. Next, I wouldn't go camel archers unless he goes like mass knights or something. They're really expensive, and it's better for you to just keep doing gulams and crossbows. Let's talk about use of our civ's unique abilities. One of your most important unique abilities as Abbasid is just dropping the mangonel in the field. You know he wants the mass range units against you, classic English move. Before taking that attack, it would have been a great move to drop 1 or 2 rams. And then when this push happened, not 2 rams, 2 mangonels, and then 2 mangonel shots right into this archer line. Just wrecks it, completely wrecks it. You can see he's probably going for a keep right now. So your eco should be, when it comes to units, better. It is. Oh, he has a lot of food. Wow. But you should really focus on now. Oh, you up to 30. See, okay. You should now start focusing on getting picking the spot for your farms, which on this map can be a little bit difficult, and then getting your eco. Because once you get fully upgraded farms, your farms are really, really good. Yeah, seeing what he's running, I wouldn't be opposed to mixing in archers, because mass archers even do okay against men at arms. Or going mass horseman. Yeah, you don't need to go mass horseman. Just go mass mangonel. Like you need to get a lot of horsemen for horsemen to be effective against huge groups of ranged units. You need a lot of horsemen. We don't have enough units for this fight. Yeah, he was just able to walk in and take on your siege. Now, he did take a lot of damage for that. What's missing? Production, right? See? You have this great moment. You're pushing in. You have his villagers out in the open. And you have 2,500 wood, 4,800 gold, and no food. Why is that? Because you're just starting your farm transition. So in this case, you actually need to kind of back up and let the next round of units come in. When you have this much eco disparity as well, it is worth it to drop a market and just buy food. Because maintaining this push is one of the most important things possible. Also, in this mid-castle time, around the 20-minute mark, it's really important we start walling. Stone walling, preferably, so he can't raid you. So you would want a group of villagers. Once I see I have this much gold, I would pull like half my villagers of gold, put them on stone, and just start getting stone walls up, because they're really, really helpful to stopping raids. You know who's not struggling for food? He is. So this just killed your tempo. You need to pull even farther back. He could just walk up and kill you right now. Now we're getting our farms down. Dude, now we're chilling. These farms are so raidable. Like, a group of 5-minute arms walk in here, and you have to vacate all your farms, and then rally a whole set of units to go fight them. You just want to, once again, preventing raids and making life easier on yourself is so, so, so important. If you're really going to commit to this 350 goal for the archer upgrade, you need to start massing archers. Which, again, are very good. I like how you're checking resources. I like the wood wall comes in, but you really need stone, and he rushed him. And this feels awful against the English, because you just know, fuck, there's a Berkshire somewhere. But he dropped 1, 2. He has 2 keeps and a Berkshire. He has full farms. His only weakness is that he has no gold over here. And so this gold, these 2 golds are now the most important thing to fight over. When you reach this imp, late castle into imp, the thing you always have to consider is where's the gold? Can we cut him off from gold? But for a while now, his income's been a little bit better. Your income's only now catching up. It's a lot of men-at-arms. And now you're going imp, but this feels like a little too late. That's a lot of men-at-arms. Christ. Game's 20 minutes longer? How do you survive? Brutal. Absolutely fucking brutal. Oh, wow. I blinked and you... Look, way to keep producing. And he just kind of threw his men-at-arms away. Wowza. A better English player like really spreads out and starts like, just diving your eco everywhere, but that was a nice hold. He's up 112 villagers. Wow. Key thing, you can't not let him have this gold, and you want to try to cut off this gold, which is why you want more stone early on, because as you can start dropping keeps on resources, like dropping a keep here would have been huge to protect this gold mine, secure this one, and then he wouldn't be able to take this. But at this point, you really want to mass pure gulams, hand cannoneers. I would even upgrade crossbows, to be honest. Just do hand cannoneers. Get the camel support, and then just always have a few camel archers with you, because the camel support makes your gulams and your hand cannoneers super tanky, and it's so worth it. It's very, very good. What are you doing right now? Okay, that's good. And yeah, getting the camel support and adding camels is what's really, really nice for your military. Also really need to get, okay, wait a second, you got Tithe Farms, you have 2, that's worth it. You really want to focus on getting Madras and getting the upgrades for it, and this is when you need a lot on gold. You need so much gold for Imp. A crazy amount of gold, honestly. Unfortunate thing, you only have this gold left. They're doing too much range, not enough front line, so he's just running you down. I like how you cut that off, it's good. But we need more front line. And you don't make archers anymore. Actually, okay. You kind of have to make archers because you have so much fucking wood, so it's like I need to use the wood on something. But I would almost rather, if you need to, just mass a group of spears as just a front line to take damage, or a massive horseman just to take damage. So that you can have hand cannoneers. I would always have the more expensive backline because a full range of hand cannoneers are very good. You'd use horsemen as a tanking unit, and then start adding ghulams as to get more gold. There we go. Look at this. The crossbows are doing 27 damage. He is 10, so he's doing 17. Wait, 27, and so you're doing 17 damage a pop to a men at arms. Once he gets those fully tanked up with the full upgrades, that's going to be a lot. You almost need that damage of the hand cannoneer to take out his men at arms, because crossbows just don't really cut it, and neither do archers. Archers are doing 1 damage a pop against men at arms. You really just need to do horsemen, hand cannoneers, and then ghulams when you can afford it. Drop a keep. Drop a keep. If you can sneak villagers over there, drop the keep on here. But now the thing you have to almost consider is, if you're gonna run out of gold soon, it's trading time. How do you set that up? Well, this is where stone walls are very important. At this point, this is when you really want to get the stone wall that's across here, and the stone wall that's across here, and try as much as possible to like stone wall this. And then you need to drop a bunch of trade posts right here and start trading. Because you do not want to be going no gold against an English player who's getting free gold and still has 2 gold mines on his side. It's just hand cannoneers, man. These crossbows aren't going to cut it. You need hand cannoneers. Oh! At this point, you're just going to face the English non-stop unit printer. I mean, he has farms with the upgrade. And a man at arms only costs, excuse me, 120. So he's cooking, he's chilling. He doesn't even really need this, to be honest. He can just keep making these units just with his farms. So you have to secure consistent gold and do a well-timed farm market transition. Look at these men at arms; they're barely dying under this. Disgusting. Yeah, okay. So where to go wrong? The big part was that push you had where you ran out of food. It's so vital we're not doing an all-in farm transition at the same time, you know what I mean? Like, you do not want to be moving straight from no food onto farms. It's such a painful transition. Earlier on, your goal should have been to regularly, as you're making units, as you're taking those early fights, just add farms. 8 here, 8 there, 8 again, 8 again. Because you don't want that farm transition to be so harsh. Because at that point, he pushed you back, set up the rest of his eco, and then it was just pumping, and you never really had a space to breathe and catch back up. 2, so one is that the into eco slide of trying to get things set up more evenly spaced. And to remember yourself to do that, I always in castle just rally to wood oftentimes, and then as I have extra wood, I'll pull those villagers off wood and start making farms with them. So it's just like, oh, I have way too much wood, and I still have villagers getting deer and stuff. Sweet, I'm just gonna take a group of 8 wood villagers and set up a group of farms. 2, use your civ special abilities earlier. So the early siege is huge for you against English. If you had done that first push with siege, I think you really would have seen results. And lastly, I think I would have gone mass horsemen a little bit earlier. Raiding English on their farms is super important. Whenever you're taking fights, if you could have just sent a group of like 5 or 8 horsemen into his food, they wouldn't kill many villagers, but they'd force him off the farms, which is a really massive thing for you. Yeah, English is tough, man. tough to fight against. They have so much going for them on defense and offense. The big thing is that when you're fighting an Imperial, you have to have either a lot of gold still left and secured with keeps, or you need trade set up, because you have to pump hand cannoneers, gulams, and camels with the camel defense. That's your winning comp against them. And siege, of course. I hope that was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, and good luck on your games.